I think everyone out there looking to buy a business thinks that searching is the hard part. It's actually the fun part. So when you get to picture yourself in all different kinds of situations, you can just think of every type of business model that you can imagine, kind of imagining yourself as a CEO in charge of that business. Searching is a lot of fun. Things get real hard once you sign that LOI. Now you got to go through due diligence and legal and financing. Got to coordinate all these pieces to land on that closing date, all the while the broker's yelling at you for timelines that you can't control. So on the loan side, it's not uncommon to go through multiple lenders. It's almost sometimes it feels less common just to have a smooth run through one lender. You know, we've had deals, one of our first deals wasn't there till their third bank that went through underwriting that finally approved the deal. We even now, we're pretty good at knowing which banks are going to do what, but even now we just had to move a deal that we're currently working on just because the banker's not responding. It's a reputable institution we've done business with before, but now we're just not hearing anything. So off to another bank, that deal's going to go to bank number 2. And that's always what we say, is that you only need one bank to approve your deal. So sometimes it might take multiple banks going through the process to find one that's comfortable with it. In legal battles, that's usually where things get hard. It's usually where you get a little blindsided, is you'll have typically sets of attorneys that get paid per hour. They get paid no matter what. They don't care if the deal goes through. They don't care how much they drag it out. All they care about is their billable hours, especially on the sell side where they pretty consistently ask for very ridiculous things. Like they don't want the seller to be liable at all for the things that happened when they own the business. They want to pass all the liability that they can to the buyer and keep none of it with the seller, which is just ridiculous because they got the benefit for when that happened, so they should have the liability that goes along with it. So you go through those arguments. We had one near disaster where we'd been working for a long time getting this deal ready, and then the attorney, off some kind of ridiculous requests, cut off all communication. So he said his client, the seller, not to talk to their broker and not to talk to us, and only to work through him, that only communication come through our attorney and him, which is just totally ridiculous. So really, and we knew that the issue was more of a communication issue than an actual problem. So creating this way to make communication so difficult made the deal almost impossible. So we had to do some back channeling through the broker. He was able to get a hold of the sellers, even though their attorney had told them not to talk to him, that we were able to reopen the channels of communication. This issue that the attorney had just blown up, we fixed it within 5-10 minutes on the phone with each other. But he stood to gain a whole lot of billable hours with everything running through him. And I can't tell you how many deals we've seen go away because of financial issues. They happen pretty often, so often that we just don't even keep track. The most common issue that we run into is a decline in the business post whenever the broker built their marketing materials. We usually track this. My favorite thing to look at is charting trailing 12-month numbers for revenue and profitability and seeing what those trends are. And I'd say overall, within our deals, we see about 30 to 40% of the deals that we get under LOI actually close. And you could get even lower. Some people just throw LOIs out there and things they really have no intention of buying. Ours, if we are making an offer to buy a business, we have full intention of buying that business. So that's going to affect our numbers, that maybe our close rate is going to be higher than someone else that just throws out LOIs on things they have no intention of actually buying, or they just think there's a small chance they might buy it, so let's just try to get it under LOI so we have some exclusivity. Saving deals is one of our superpowers. You hear veterans typically say deals die 7 to 8 times before they reach the finish line, and we'd say that's absolutely true. Every deal needs to be brought back to life 7 or 8 times along the way. And then if you think the acquisition part is hard, you should try running a business. So if you're serious about buying a business and you need help before the close and after the close, and you want a team that gives full service, full support, click the link, apply for our partner program, and let's buy a business together.